thank you to all of our panelists, hosts, speakers, and to all of you for attending our first ever virtual SFG20 Summit. It's been exciting. We hope you've managed to take full advantage of the range of content available, but don't forget you have access to this portal for the next 12 months, so you can always come back and see more at a time that suits you. And please don't forget to have your say in the State of FM survey, which you'll find in the atrium. Now, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've heard some really interesting and insightful remarks from lots of different people. Paul, I'd be really interested to hear, what were your key takeaways from the day?
I agree, Kirsty. We've had some fantastic discussions in the panel sessions. I mean, we started off today with our discussion around carbon and the transition through to net zero. I mean, one of the biggest things I think that came out of that was that it's absolutely high on everyone's strategic agenda, but there is a disconnect down at the operational level. And a lot of that seems to come from the who, the why, the what, the where, the how. And I think that's where industry needs to step forward and actually simplify that for organisations. When we're talking carbon, how can you measure it? Who should be doing it? And where that actually lives, should it be the contractor or should it be the actual building owner responsible? And then some of the taking that even further, you've got the building owners actually being responsible for their assets, understanding their asset data. Because if they're going to look to understand the carbon values of those assets, then they need to have control of that asset data in the first place. We then moved on to digital maintenance. It's a wide-ranging topic. It covers a lot of different areas, and it could be from the design and build phase right into the actual engineer carrying out work and how they're delivering that. Ultimately, though, it's data, and it's data helping people make decisions around the way they're delivering their maintenance. Now, it's really important if you're implementing it, you need to understand objectives, you need to understand benefits before you actually put that tech in. This isn't tech for tech's sake, this is actually driving value for your business. The augmented approach is something that was discussed, and that's the ability to take current state of play today, where we have schedules, where we have planned operations, and actually bringing in sensor data to actually enhance how we're delivering that maintenance. And I think the general consensus was the original, going back 10 years, 15 years, the original challenges, they're now moving away. Costs are down to achieve this. It's so that there's a lot more understanding. There's more skills out there. The time's now for the business and for our industry. Then the Building Safety Act, and I think there's industry surveys have indicated that there's a good recognition of the Building Safety Act. Poor understanding of responsibilities, though, which is concerning, and even less movement on actually addressing those responsibilities. And there's an importance of understanding competency, how to define competency, how to measure, how to evidence. So the contractors are working hard, but they need the building owners to understand their responsibilities as well. I think this is something that came across. It's we're in this together. This is for us to do something. And a great quote today from Rachel on the Building Safety Act. The industry's saying, educate us, don't intimidate us.
Yeah.
And then we finished today with an AI discussion. Now, AI provides dramatic time savings. There's safeguards that need to put in to ensure correctness, and we mustn't misinterpret AI or ChatGPT or similar technology for Google. If you're using it as a search engine, then I think we're only scratching the surface of the possibilities. Now, industry, to get advantage of AI, needs to unlearn how it does things today. It needs to consider a very different way of approaching how they're delivering services. And that's really enforcing industry collaboration. So where people who wouldn't have talked together now are now actually joining forces to drive a real change in how we do things. Now, FM's a very data-ready industry. There's lots of data out there, lots of data in maybe a format that isn't necessarily as structured for people. That's where AI comes in and can really assist with the interpretation of that data and the usage. And then finally, I think the big thing was experiment. Try things out. Don't be afraid of disposability. We're in a new era now. We shouldn't be afraid of trying something. If it works, scale it up. If it doesn't, scale it down.
Yeah, and I think that same point came out in the carbon session as well. It was just make a start, just try something, because if you're going in the right direction, it's going to help you get to your end destination.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on the day. So once again, it's just left to me to say a huge thank you to everybody who's been involved, everybody who's joined us, and watch this space. We will be back with more next year. Thank you, everyone.